Hello, my name is Radames Castro Rivera, and in this video, I am going to talk about the teaching materials in the way they are supplemented or represented by the worksheets developed by the teacher. Let's start with my presentation about this topic, and this is that I have prepared for this presentation. This is my information and I'm going to start by giving you a little introduction of the topic. I'm going to cover the chapter 5, which is supplementation, and it is about the designing worksheets. As an introduction, I may say that teachers need some supplementation of the core books. Before teachers start designing the worksheets, they need to be clear about what they want the students to learn and how the worksheets will support this. It is important to have a clear view of the reasons why teachers are designing the worksheet. Remember to consider the age, ability, and motivation of the students to ensure that teachers are launching the right uh, worksheets to the right level. Also, it is important to select information needed to provide help to the students to complete the worksheets. Remember that the main reason to have worksheets in the classroom is because students need to present an activity to evaluate in the reaching way. Well, there are some arguments for supplementation. Current books offer everything, but to the standard students or the target students they are intended to. Supplementation then means nothing else that adding something new. The publishers may have produced a big number of cassettes, workbooks, reader books, and so on. And if they are available and affordable, the gap between learner and material may be much smaller than they have to be. And then make students need to be exposed to the language and teacher feel encouraged to add additional materials because they have to use textual material and the worksheets represent a great option for this information. And then we have to identify the gaps in a course book. In 1994, ACLAM designed a checklist that we have to use in order to uh, identify or share the how the course book is and how we can do something about it, but we have to reflect on some questions about it. It is important to say that this checklist is emphasizing in sufficiency, variety, and relevance. And we have to make some questions. Is there enough grammar in the course book? It is that my student need? Is it clearly presented? Is there enough pronunciation word? Is that my student need to learn? Is there enough vocabulary work? How much vocabulary do they need? Is there enough authentic material and variety? And this chart can be completed using your question about the environment to check the viability. There are also forms of supplementation. There are two by using public materials. The use of material from another book, so another published material such as complementary skills book and practice exercise book. And by creating own one's material, the teachers may make own materials based on their own view and relevant to the student need and interest. The process of supplementary material design is about the syllabus. We have to uh, be always attending the instructions that the syllabus contain because it is an official document. It is an official document on your own teaching plan. It is our scheme of work. It is based on an analysis of learner needs. The syllabus can influence teachers on approach to the creation of supplementary material. So syllabus is more than a concept. It is the process of our teaching way, but we have uh, use it we have to use it in the design of material. There are also some steps to in the material design. Number one, identification. We have to examine the learner need to fulfill the problem to solve by the creation of the material. In the step two, it is about exploration. We have to explore the areas of the needed or the problem, the contextual realization. In this part, we have to propose new material, finding suitable ideas, context, and text with to work with. We have to know who our students are to be able to give the better performance. We have the pedagogical realization. It is about funding appropriate exercises and activities and writing appropriate instruction for use. And by last, the physical production, we have to consider the layout, the type, size, the visual reproduction, and everything that we need to use as a part of the material. And when we are designing the worksheet, there are some issues that we need to take into account. For instance, we have to think about accuracy or fluency. Well, it is related to the relationship between the format of the exercises and the purpose that they are intended to. We have practice or testing. In practice situation, we provide support, but when we are testing, we do not provide support because we have to know if they acquire the text. Differentiation or motivation. Teacher must prepare different worksheets for different learning styles, or to with easy or more difficult in the layout and aspect like objectives, organization, number of practical questions, and also the evaluation at the end, and how the we have to be able to evaluate the effectiveness of the worksheets. Designing our own worksheets, there are some exercises that we need to do. Designing grammar exercises is we have to transmit knowledge and facilitate the skill development. When we talk about the contextualize the vocabulary, it is about the exercises are how to use the words to form pronunciation, spelling, etc. And we have to talk about all of the grammar exercises. We also have to keep in mind that we have always to face knowledge versus skill. Knowledge can be presented or discovered. A skill can be only acquired to practice, and once acquired, is easy to maintain it. Remember, we can teach knowledge, but we cannot teach skills. And then, as a summary, I may say that the implementation of coursebook through the provision of additional exercises can be borrowed from other published materials or especially written. Designing worksheets need to take account of a number of general considerations such as relationship between the objectives and the format, learning differentiations, layout, and the need to evaluate the worksheets. As I said in my presentation, teacher-made worksheets tend to deal with the grammatical and vocabulary features, but everything has to do with the analysis that we can make of the students and their conditions in our own school environment. And this is all for my presentation, and I appreciate for your attention. Thank you.